I have an aerial image of the property little Gus Lamont disappeared from, and I'm going to attach it to this post. But I just wanted to express a few things to you guys first, that through looking not only at this aerial image, but through my own knowledge of that area, like it's been many years since I've been out there, but places like that just don't change. And while it's just a theory, it's incredibly plausible based on the extensive research I've done into the whole property, into the area, the knowledge I have from having previously been out that way. It's extremely plausible, and it hurts my heart because it could just be something so innocent, and for it to potentially pan out the way I think it might have, it's awful. But my theory, it makes sense as to why he's gone undetected. Now, in outback South Australia, there's a lot of animals that burrow. The big wombats out there, they make these things called warrens, and they can go on for, say, 30 metres in length and be multiple metres deep. Now, if little Gus has been standing on one of them and it's collapsed, they wouldn't even know that it's there. The whole thing would collapse, and all that would be there is loose soil that goes on for metres in depth. And having taken the dogs out there, they wouldn't have had the right dogs out there doing the search because they were looking for a living person. If he's fallen down one of those sorts of burrows, he wouldn't have survived it. And taking search and rescue dogs out to look for someone who is no longer living isn't going to work properly. So they needed to take out the human remains dogs, I think. And it's heartbreaking. Honestly, it is, because the poor kid, if I'm right about this, hopefully it could potentially bring closure to his family, but hurts my heart to think of that happening. I can't even imagine what that poor kid would have gone through, regardless of if I'm right or not. But yeah, that's my theory anyway. Could be right, could be wrong, who knows. But I think that a search with the correct sort of cadaver dog or human remains dog needs to be done. But I mean, with the wombat warrens, they have pretty distinct places they put them. They like to put them above, say, water level, because they try and avoid flooding. I don't know, I'll show you a picture of what one looks like, and you can see just how easily it would have gone missed. You wouldn't even notice there's anything underneath the ground. If he was sitting on top of there or standing on top of there and it collapsed, that poor kid. Yeah. I'll show you that photo, and I'll also attach the picture of the property he's disappeared from. And yeah, it looks like the sort of property that would definitely have them on it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. But I feel like this one's certainly a possibility.
What if the experts leading the search weren't telling the full story? A new claim suggests that what was dismissed as false data in the Gus Lamont case might actually reveal movement, human movement, long after the search was called off. Could Gus still be alive, or did investigators miss the one thing that mattered most? This is the latest and most disturbing update in the disappearance of 4-year-old Gus Lamont. And what we're about to uncover could change everything you thought you knew. Let's rewind for those new to the story. On September 27, 2025, around 5 p.m., 4-year-old Gus Lamont was last seen playing near a dirt mound outside his grandparents' sheep station, about 40 kilometers south of Yunta, South Australia. When his grandmother called him in for dinner around 5:30, there was no answer. By 6 p.m., panic had set in. The family began searching every corner of the property. Within hours, police, emergency crews, and even the Australian Defence Force were on site. Drones swept the skies, heat scanners scanned the bush, and Aboriginal trackers combed the sand. But not a single trace of Gus was ever found. No clothing, no footprints, no scent trail. Just silence in the desert. Here's how those first hours unfolded. At 5 p.m., Gus is seen playing near a dirt mound outside the homestead. By 5:30 p.m., his grandmother calls him in for dinner. No response. By 6 p.m., the family begins a frantic search across the property. By 6:45 p.m., police are notified and the search perimeter rapidly expands. Overnight, drones and thermal scanners sweep the scrub and gullies. Day 2, Aboriginal trackers spot faint footprints, but they vanish in the soft soil. Day 4, helicopters and ground crews search a 10-kilometer radius. No trace. After a week, the large-scale search is called off and Major Crimes steps in. From that moment, the case went cold. Until now. This is where things start to unravel. Early reports claimed every frame of drone footage showed nothing unusual. But a recent independent AI review flagged something strange. A series of thermal anomalies in a nearby drainage gully captured roughly 20 minutes after Gus was last seen. Experts say the heat signature moves like a human figure, slow, deliberate, crossing the frame before vanishing behind uneven terrain. At first, investigators dismissed it as background heat distortion or wildlife, but the AI analysis disagrees. Here's the twist. That gully wasn't part of the official search grid, meaning whatever that movement was, it happened just beyond the point where investigators stopped looking. If the AI is right, this changes everything. It means someone or something was moving near the property minutes after Gus vanished. But was Gus himself or someone else entirely? Critics of the investigation argue that the original drone footage was never examined as deeply as it should have been. Others claim the AI could be mistaking reflected heat, rocks, shrubs, or animals for human movement. But one forensic analyst disagrees. They told reporters the signal's consistency across multiple frames and angles makes random error highly unlikely. So if this anomaly wasn't natural, who was in that gully? And why is this data only surfacing now? Let's go through what people are saying. 1. Accidental fall. The simplest theory, Gus wandered off and slipped into an old shaft or pit. The property and surrounding land are riddled with abandoned mine openings. Pro, it explains how he could have vanished without a sound. Con, extensive radar scans and ground inspections found nothing. No disturbed soil, no entry points, no trace. 2. Wildlife attack. A dingo, snake, or other predator attacked in the scrub. Pro, the outback is harsh and unpredictable. Con, there were no drag marks, no torn fabric, no remains, nothing to support it. 3. Abduction. Someone took Gus, possibly a stranger passing through the remote area. Pro, it explains the total lack of physical evidence, and that unexplained thermal figure could fit the timeline. Con, there were no vehicles, no footprints, and no witnesses placed anyone else near the property that day. And 4. Internal error or cover-up. Some believe crucial mistakes were quietly buried. Delayed reporting, lost data, and early search gaps may have erased vital leads. Pro, it aligns with the missed drone footage and inconsistent official statements. Con, there's no direct proof of a deliberate cover-up, only a string of unanswered questions that keep growing. Even with this shocking AI footage, the silence around this case is deafening. Why did no one flag the thermal anomaly earlier? How could tracking dogs lose Gus's scent within just a few meters of where he played? Did search teams overlook critical ground because of simple human error? And if the AI really detected a human figure, could Gus have been alive, moving, and somehow missed in plain sight? The lack of closure has turned this case into one of the most haunting mysteries in modern Australian history. Every new discovery feels like a whisper from the desert, too faint to prove, too haunting to ignore. What do you believe? Was the movement in that gully Gus himself, somehow still alive, trying to find his way home? Or was it someone else? Someone who didn't want to be seen? Could this discovery point to hope, or to a darker truth waiting to surface? Drop your theories in the comments below. Every voice keeps the pressure on investigators and keeps this case from fading into silence. In my opinion, this case is far from over. The experts may stand by their conclusions, but data doesn't lie, and that AI footage could be the first real clue in months. Something is hidden in those frames, and it deserves a second look. Thank you for watching and for staying with me through this chilling story. If you want more updates on the Gus Lamont case and other moments where technology uncovers what time tried to bury, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. In the next episode, we'll explore how AI and satellite imagery are exposing cold cases once thought unsolvable. Until then, stay aware, stay compassionate, and stay curious.